Very good evening to all of you. Welcome to After Hours with Team William O'Neill India. So today, August 12th, last day of the week that we are meeting. But yeah, it's a long weekend coming up. So Monday, it's a proud moment for all of us, all Indian. We'll be celebrating our 75th Independence Day, and it's a proud moment really for all of us. So Nifty also celebrating the day, and I think again one more week where Nifty did really well, and it was able to hold the gain. So if we look at the today's action, right? So it was a very muted start for the day, but it gained strength as the day wore on, and Nifty moved above that 17,700 level once again, but it again found the resistance near that 17,720 zone, where so yesterday also similar happened, and today also the high was very close. But the good part is the closing was very close to 700. In fact, it was existed price 698 के around आ गया था, so almost closing at a 700. But yes, till now the setup is good. So कल US market में भी अच्छा bounce था, but before the closing it gave up all the gains. But today the US futures were trading a bit higher, and I think that also helped Nifty to keep up. And see, overall technical setup is very good for the Nifty. But one thing that you should need to keep in mind is, though it's not a point of cautious, because distribution day जो हम ट्रैक करते हैं कि टॉप को आइडेंटिफाई करने के लिए, अभी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन डे क्या है, दोज हु आर न्यू, 0.2% loss on a higher volume than previous session, right? So it's only one since almost last 4 weeks when we are in a confirm uptrend, सिर्फ एक ही count है. So that is very positive for the market. One thing to be noted is कि हम 50 DMA से almost 8% ऊपर आ गए. So yesterday I was looking at the 50 DMA data. Yesterday when I was looking at the 50 DMA data, what I found is कि generally Nifty 6 to 7% से ज़्यादा sustain नहीं करता 50 DMA के ऊपर, if you look at the data of last few years. But 2020 was exception, right? Because 2020 में जब वो fall बाद फिर से रैली हुआ था, राइट, दैट वाज अ वी शेप रिकवरी, और वहां पे 9 10 11% आई थिंक टिल 10 to 11% द निफ्टी वाज अबव 50 डीएमए. सो दिस इज नॉट अ इंडिकेटर कि हाँ अभी 50 डीएमए से 8% के अराउंड ऊपर है निफ्टी, सो दैट इज वेल और समथिंग. बट यस, वन शुड कीप इन माइंड दैट वी आर एक्सटेंडेड फ्रॉम मूविंग एवरेजेस. So it can happen that moving averages can smooth out. Just sorry. So moving averages can keep moving higher, because 50 DMA ऐसा नहीं है कि नीचे है, वो ऊपर की ओर ट्रेंड कर रहा है 50 DMA, and it can continue to do so. But it can exist at this point of level. देखो 100 150 पॉइंट का consolidation is never a problem in the market, but the Nifty should not, at distribution day, there should not be a sign of reversals that leaders are giving up, or the Nifty like Nifty intraday high बना के sharp fall आया Nifty में. That should not be the case. Otherwise the technicals are still intact. More and more stocks are moving to 52 weeks high, are breaking out. So that's not an issue. Even bank निफ्टी, अगर बैंक निफ्टी का भी अगर आप चार्ट देखें तो it closed at a very good level for today. So there's no issue as far as the Nifty, Bank Nifty, and also the other indexes. अभी metal जो hack कर रहा था, now metal is also giving a good move. In fact, Bank Nifty closed above 39,000 level, and gradually the IT stocks, Nasdaq भी एक अच्छा खासा recover किया, and even Indian IT stocks are gradually gaining the strength along with the metals. बाकी autos वगैरह तो पहले से strong थे. Now, if you look at the top gainers and losers for today, so after the oil outlook demand, there was some increase in the crude oil prices, but the good part is कि इतना भी नहीं बढ़ा कि 100 के ऊपर चला जाए, which is not ideally good for Indian economy. But yes, some relief in the oil, like around 97, 8, 9. So that's why ONGC was in momentum today. Then the others were among the metals also. The Tata Steel, yes, now it's almost around 112, 113 level. Then NTPC Power Grid, due to results, Divis Lab was down. Apollo Hospital again due to result, not very encouraging result, and there was some pullback in the Nifty. Also, Maruti and Tata Consumer were in the list. If you look on the sectorial front, was a mixed action. So so if you look at the banks, it was doing well. Autos were almost flat. FMCG was flat. So there was a selling pressure in IT today. And gain, you can see the Tata Steel was among the top gainers. Nifty Pharma, not a good result from the DV, is not encouraging for from the IPCA, and also the pharma stocks not that great. Management commentary is coming up. Though Arvindo was an exception, वहाँ पे commentary भी अच्छा था Arvindo Pharma के लिए, and numbers were also decent. Then Nifty private banks as well as the realty were holding. Now, if you look at the key news, the UK's GDP was down 0.6% on a month-on-month against the expectation that 1.2% girega. See, now the macros are holding up globally. It's not like in the Europe, India, but US. So US में भी परसों हुआ था कि CPI उनका जो इन्फ्लेशन नंबर है that was expected somewhere around 8.7, उसका previous था 9.1 और आया 8.5. So that was very positive for the market. कि अब मेन जो अभी कंसर्न है वो है इन्फ्लेशन वाला कि उसकी वजह से फेड हैज टू बी वेरी एग्रेसिव. Even in India also the RBI has to be very aggressive. But if you see the signs of inflation easing out, inflation गिरने का अगर sign मिल रहा है आपको, then that is always very encouraging, and that's why there was a rally in the US market as well. And now it came to UK, जो GDP ऐसा expectation था कि 1.2% गिरेगा, but 4.6% ही गिरा. So macros holding up. India में तो कोई problem नहीं है. You know the GST collection, the number of flyers, बिल का अगर रिकॉर्ड देख लो, टॉल कलेक्शन का, all the macro indicators are in place for the India, and RBI is also constantly saying that we will be able to grow above that 7% mark. So that's not a problem in India. There were few results. So Muthoot Finance just came as when I was starting this presentation, so I just put it over there. So it missed the estimates on the earning front. If you look at the HAL, then that was a very strong result. The PAT was at 606 crore versus 198 crore. Margin was at 23 versus 15 crore, and the revenue more than doubled to 3600 crore. The Balaji Amines, the revenue increased almost 48%, and the PAT grew around 36% on a YOY basis. So yes, Divis Labs, the growth was only 15% on a YOY basis, and PAT increased 26% on a YOY basis. And KSB also came out with results. So there are many other results like India Cement, where EBITDA was down, the margin came only 2 to 3%. So a lot of results were there in the market. So now let's discuss the chart of the day, the very interesting part. So we have selected Navin Fluorine as today's chart of the day. So the results were very good, no doubt about that. The EPS growth was around 40%. The sales growth was 23% on a YY basis. If you look at the EPS rating, then 84. This is here the EPS rating of 84 is good. The accumulation of A, that is where you can see over here when the stock was going higher, वॉल्यूम बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग था. सो देयर वाज अ वेरी वेरी गुड एक्यूमुलेशन इन द स्टॉक. एंड सी, अभी ब्रेकआउट तो हो गया है. उस दिन ब्रेकआउट के दिन भी बहुत अच्छा वॉल्यूम था स्टॉक का. नाउ व्हाट यू शुड लुक एट इज दीस लास्ट 3-4 सेशंस कि जब स्टॉक कंसोलिडेट कर रहा है, ठीक है, अपने हाई से थोड़ा नीचे गिर रहा है. सो लुक एट द वॉल्यूम. सो वॉल्यूम आर ऑलमोस्ट हाफ what it usually used to be. हुआ था यहाँ पे, ये जो high volume का breakout and accumulation, वहाँ से काफी नीचे है volume. Whenever the stocks again turn higher, then this is the one which you can keep on your watch list. Again, we started with a disclaimer, but yeah, this is not advice to buy or sell, but this is for educational purpose, and this is what we are seeing in Navin Fluorine, that there was a good accumulation. Now it is consolidating or some profit booking maybe on a very lower volume. That means quality investors are not moving out of the stock. Number of funds thoda kam hua hai is quarter, but overall base is good. Like you can see more than 200 funds are there for a 20,000 crore company. So that's never an issue, the number of fund holdings. RS line, if you can see, it was moving higher, but now, with last 3-4 days consolidation, it has been little on the lower side. So what you need to look for is कि यहाँ से एक volume पे reversal हो 1 or 2% का, and the RS line moves higher. So these are the two things you need to look for as far as the Navin Fluorine is concerned. So yeah, overall, it was a good week for the market. And before you leave, we will meet tomorrow. In fact, yes, it's an Independence Day special. So Mayuresh Joshi, me, Vakar, Rajshekhar, we all will be there tomorrow. Rucha, can you post the link over here for the tomorrow session? So it becomes easy for the guys to join. Tomorrow's timing and the link for the tomorrow session. So we do this all the times whenever there is Independence Day every year. We try to come up with a webinar, and we try to come close with all of you guys. So tomorrow we'll be discussing general about the market, how the sector rotation is placed, which are the stocks. So tomorrow we'll also come up with 3 to 4 stocks that are looking good as for on the O'Neill parameters. We will discuss some of our Panare rotation, then what are the global macros, Indian macros, and yes, Mayuresh Joshi, the head of our research, he will be discussing about the current Nifty setup, Bank Nifty sector, and the sector-wise setup, and what you should look forward when we are celebrating the 75th Independence Day. So that's it from my side. Thank you. See you tomorrow.